Hello, this is Ray with Rustico Tile and Stone, and today we're going to go through a complete application of the nano sealer. Show you from step A to the finish line of how to get this applied. This is a fresh installation. It's been down for actually this has been down for a little over a month, and we're just now getting back to sealing. But this can be done as soon as the grout lines are consistently colored, so there's no humidity within thin set being dry, and grout lines as well. Has to be 100% dry. And as you can see here, you still have a little bit of grout haze, not to be confused with dried grout. Dried grout is accumulated grout that wasn't properly cleaned. You cannot get rid of that. Grout haze is just maybe a little bit of dirty water that sits on top of the pre-sealed tile. Very easy to clean. You'll see some spots where grout haze shows. That right there is a grout haze. See how easy it can come up? Just a little bit of water, take care of that. Poorly applied grout or poorly cleaned grout is something that you cannot remove. We're good installers, so you will not find that here. Maybe in a different video we'll teach you how to remove that if it can be removed. But anyways, back to what we're here for, which is the application of the nano sealer. You want to make sure that you sweep it very, very well. Get rid of all the sandy residue from the application of grout. Go back and identify spots that need to be taken care of before you apply the sealer, because once the sealer is down, it's down and there's not much you can do. So find spots that you want to fix with a little bit of resin, or maybe use a little bit of acetone or xylene, like that right there. You have to make sure you get rid of that before you apply the sealer, otherwise you'll have a much harder time getting rid of it. This is our main guy right there, Kyle, who'll be doing some of the work, teach you how to get it clean, and so on and so forth. For now, we'll start with the sweeping. It off to get rid of a little bit more of the grout haze. Kyle shows here. Quick movements really does it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just get rid of any excess grout haze. How to remove sun marks on Saltillo prior to sealing. We're hoping to get rid of this with a little bit of acetone. There you go. Just enough to get rid of the stain. You don't want to add too much acetone because it'll get rid of the resin and it'll put you down into the clay. Find spots where you have stuff that could have rubbed on after the installation. Painters came by and ruined it. Acetone works great. Dries quickly, so you can start sealing right after, and you won't end up with issues. Unless you drop the acetone, you don't want to let it dry on the tile. It will ruin it. And here's the application of the nano sealer. The biggest part, and usually the most difficult part of doing the sealer, is making sure those grout lines are nice and covered, but you also don't want to have so much sealer on those that you leave the milky residue behind. So take your time. Usually the way we do it is we dip the pad in the sealer, let it drain for a few seconds, come back and do the grout lines first. By the time you do that, most of your 12-inch tile is already covered anyways. Then you just come back and spread. Very simple. The nano sealer is a self-leveling material, so don't worry so much about leaving a perfect film over the entire surface. Basically what you're looking for is an even film. A little bit of whitish residue is okay, but not excessively, specifically not wanting to leave that stuff puddled up. And you can usually see where your line of work is, where you have a nice wet concentration of adequate applied sealer will be the difference between the light gray and the dark gray, and that's what you're looking for. You don't see any milky puddles anywhere. You see it when you start applying it. As you see there's a little bit of whitish. It quickly dissipates and starts blending in, so that's okay. See, Kyle is doing the grout lines first, then he comes back and does a nice spread. This is a high gloss, which kind of glossy now. It'll dry a little bit. It'll be not as shiny, but you can see the difference between the surface that hasn't been sealed and the surface that's been sealed. And we'll walk over here. We have another room that we just finished about 10-15 minutes ago. That in the back is pretty much dry. Still can't walk on it, but that ultimately will be what your finished product looks like. Swept, cleaned, sealed.